All right, this is an update on the video for the Honda GL 1500 carb replacement kit. It's available on eBay. Had a few issues with my last one. It was an older version, so I updated a few things. So I want to go over the new version just to clarify everything that's correct, so it's easier for you to install it on your bike. So let's see. Let's start with the very bottom with your intake manifolds. So this is right between the manifolds. I think it goes like this. So there's two bolts and then this vacuum on that goes to whatever. I think this is an air valve for the smog or something. But if you leave this there, that's fine. You don't have to do anything. But if this is removed, you want to keep the brace there. So you get this. And this goes right in place of this. So you just stick this there and there's two Allen bolts. And that's it. It gives it the manifold to brace. So, okay, on to the next. Down there is the same area there. There's a coolant passage for your carburetor. There's two lines going to your carburetor to heat up the manifold for better atomization. I now do it with electric heater blocks, so it's much faster. You don't have to wait for the motor to warm up. It's when you hit the switch, it turns on, it heats up the little manifold, so it gives you atomization when the weather's cold. So you want to stick this little 90 on the hoses. One here, just kind of like this. It'll kind of be like this maybe because the hoses, one's longer. Anyway, just tuck it down there, away from anything. When you get it all installed, it comes with clamps, and that takes care of that. It still circulates through the system. So there's that. Moving up, now actually, these are already mounted. The two heater blocks are mounted, so you don't have to worry about that. And they also come with disconnects. So just run your wire, and there's a fuse that goes to the disconnects. You can run a fuse on either wire. Some of them I have marked. I'll mark it probably a positive because it's just a positive in, negative out to any switch source up on the dash or the glove box. What's better is to put a timer switch, those small little spring timers, so you don't forget and leave it on all day. So it just goes on for a half hour in the morning or 45 minutes, and then you can just leave it alone and it ticks down. So, and then it turns off by itself. That's about it on that. These are miscellaneous vacuum caps, zip ties, and for installment. We'll get to there will be a spring on this. Right here. This will go to your manifold clamp, the original manifold rubber on the rubbers. The rubber manifolds have two clamps. The top one is mounted here. You just stretch this and mount it to the clamp itself, the screw itself. It just goes right underneath and it gives you a better return spring for the throttle. Let's see, I think that's about, this will be how it's mounted when you get it. So you won't have to put the carb on or anything. This is a quick connect for your choke. Just run it to any hot wire. That's only on when the ignition's on. So there was some solenoids for the old system. If you eliminated those are hot wires. Some of them are hot. When you turn the key on, you can use those. And it's already grounded, so don't worry about that. We just need a hot wire. And then when you turn ignition on, the choke works automatically. You don't have to worry about it. And that's it with that. Breather, just tuck the breather down. This is on here just loosely. You can just, and then zip tie that tight. Tuck it down along the frame by the gas tank down there. It goes right underneath there. On my video on installation, I show you where it goes. So that's that. Getting over to this side here. This little bracket here goes over to, I think it's your air cleaner mount, your old air cleaner mount on the Honda. It's a little tab on the frame that this will mount to. You just thread it in, make sure the washer's on this side and then one on this side, because you're going through a nut, and then you can just thread it down and tighten it up, lock nut on the end. So, and then tighten this screw here, bolt, because this will be loose, so you can move it around. And then just re-snug all the bolts on the carburetor. So 7/16. Let's see what we have next is you might have to adjust the choke where you're at, the weather. Just loosen these screws, turn this a little bit any which way, and it'll adjust it to open sooner or later. Everything else I pre-adjusted. These are the mixer screws right here. You can mess with those, depends where you live. They're all preset here, basically to give you a little range. I have them at 3/4 out now. Probably you can go 1 1/4 out. That gives you richer. In is leaner. Let's see what else we got here. I think that's about it. That covers the carburetor. We're moving up here to the installing regulator. Don't go higher than 2.5. 2 is we're at best, so it doesn't overpower the seat on the float. I already have a video on where to mount this on the bike, but put this in line before you go to that. And then you could always put a filter before this is better. And then it just goes a line to here. So, and it comes with some clamps and an extra, I think that's 3/8. This is 5/16. Common is 5/16, but you can decide what you need. Moving up, this is the throttle bracket. And this would go on this side. This carburetor is like this. This is front of the motorcycle. There's a little tab on the frame with a rubber mount. This mounts right there. And then your cable on your throttle is the top hole. This hole here on the bottom is for cruise control cable. The pod, if you want to, you can do that yourself. Put your cruise control on. That's something you have to do. And then that's just comes with a bolt washer, bolts it down to the frame. It sits about right here like this. Okay, there's that. And you'll be using one cable now, the pole cable. So let's see if we're missing anything here. We got that. Heaters. Lubricate your manifolds with a little bit of silicone grease before you put these on. And if your manifolds are cracked, dried, rotted, hard, replace them with new ones. It's better to, you have a vacuum leak with all hard manifolds, so replace them with new ones when you use this kit, and you'll be set to go. Okay, we got that. Now we'll go, it comes with some vacuum line here to change over. You'll have to go, the only vacuum you'll probably need is if you have your fuel cutoff valve still hooked up. You need to go to that. And your computer ignition box, the vacuum advance, you have to go to that. and if you run cruise control. So there's 3 vacuums left. That's it. So there's 2 different sizes in there. Let me get this out of the way. You can always go to a manual choke if you desire. Just take this off and rebolt this manual one on there. It comes with everything, and then the cable slips in there and you have to do your own cable, but this is the kit for the carburetor to put a manual choke on. After you're all done, it's on the bike. You just install your carburetor, your air filter, base. The bolts and screws are in here, nylocks. Put those on each one, tighten those down pretty good. Then you just install your air cleaner. The air cleaner is oiled. I pre-oiled it. So you just finesse this in there, inside there. I kind of customized this so it's easier to do. And then you put this on, you slide this over, and you're set to go. But you can do all your tuning with that off, so you can see your choke working and all that, and it'll be a little bit better to visualize. So put that over there. So get into the jet kit. Comes with the jet kit. So these, let me move this carburetor out of the way. Okay. I changed the jets already in there for you for basic because it comes with 2 Lena jets. So I changed it to a 155. These are the old jets, 140 or something. 155, 190 is in there now. And this one is the Air Pilot Jets is a 45. I go to a 50. But you can always change it all the way to a 60 or a 55 if wherever you live, if it's better. So then it comes with 60. Just very easy. Pull the top of the carb off. You don't got to remove the whole thing from the bike and change the jets you need. There's a instructions. All the instructions are in here. Tells you how to do everything, adjustments and all that. And the last thing we talk about is the breather. So this is your crankcase breather. The stock one went to the Honda manifold, or the stock one went to the airbox. So there's a little hose coming up from the breather, little collection tank, down along the frame there. You'll see a little hose coming up, 1/2 inch. You just stick this in there, put a zip tie on it, and this runs alongside the gas tank, right next to the, probably 2 inches from the frame, there's a little area you can put this hose, and it goes straight down, all the way down along the clutch, and down by the bottom of the motor. You can zip tie it down there, so it can just, if any kind of crankcase breathing, that'll be it on that. And you can mount it anywhere you want once you get it down there. I mean, if you don't want it where it would by the clutch or anything, you can mount it somewhere else. There's plenty of line. So I think we covered everything. Yep, from the bottom to the top here. Any additional questions, you can email me at onefastmotor@msn.com. That's ONE fastmotor@msn.com. And that will do it. Thank you very much for watching.